She has brought millions, I wouldn't be surprised if it's billions of eyes onto the W and onto women's sports. She is a Kobe Bryant, and that's how Diana was, that's how Sue was. Like, we've had these types of people, but this is just bigger because the media platform is bigger than it ever has been. I don't have an ego, so I'm able to just tell the truth. Like, if it was someone else, I'd be like, yeah, like Angel Reese, she's also brought millions of fans. You know what I mean? I think Caitlyn has brought way more, but I also think she has too. Like, I'm just not naive, and I might be blonde, but I'm not fucking dumb. People who say I'm a clout chaser, no, I'm just being honest about why the league is where it is at. Give the girls the flowers, like, give it to them.
The truth is finally spilling out, and it's coming from someone who has never been scared to speak it exactly as it is. Sophie Cunningham has reached her breaking point after watching the WNBA repeatedly undermine the very player who dragged the league out of irrelevance. And this time, she isn't pulling a single punch. What makes her defense of Caitlin Clark so impactful isn't just the words she's using, it's the fact that she is the one saying them, and that she's been standing up for Clark long before it became the trendy thing to do.
Cunningham, if it wasn't for Sophie Cunningham's podcast, I never would have had this eureka moment. Sophie Cunningham came to the Indiana Fever in the offseason. She's been taking full advantage of every opportunity she's got. An opportunity on the court, ballin'. An opportunity to protect Caitlin Clark, did that. Off the court, endorsement deals. Off the court, advertisers are falling in love with her. We got Colin Cowherd saying, hey, Sophie, you want your own podcast? Sophie Cunningham says, sure, I'll take my own podcast. And what has Sophie Cunningham been doing on this podcast? Letting us in on some secrets? Yeah, I love that. Pulling back the curtain on some time? Yeah, I love that too.
This isn't some clout-chasing newcomer suddenly hopping on the Caitlin Clark bandwagon. This is Sophie Cunningham, the same woman who was defending Clark while her own Phoenix Mercury teammates were whispering and plotting behind closed doors. The same woman who understood the Caitlin Clark effect long before anyone else in the WNBA had the courage, awareness, or basic honesty to admit what was unfolding right in front of them.
Why does everybody hate Caitlin Clark? And do you hate Caitlin Clark? Come on, talk
dude.
to me.
Absolutely not. I think that she's a gem. I didn't know her, but All-Star Weekend, we kind of bantered back and forth a little bit. And she's lovely. She has a lot of pressure on her shoulders, and I think a lot of people always have a lot to say with people they don't even know or shoes they've never been in. And for me, I think she's handling the pressure very well. She's doing a lot of great things for women's basketball.
If you're enjoying this, make sure to subscribe. While other WNBA players were ranking Caitlin Clark as the 9th best point guard in the league, Sophie Cunningham was already calling her a gem and openly saying she wanted to play alongside her. This wasn't after Clark had silenced every critic. It wasn't after record-breaking ratings or packed arenas. This was back when Clark was still being targeted by insecure veterans who couldn't handle the spotlight she brought to their declining league. All in
see all this vitriol of people who cannot stand her. It's like, okay, well, what has she done wrong? She's a great basketball player, so you might not think it's fair that she's the face of the league, and that's understandable because there have been fantastic players in the WNBA for a long time. But Caitlin didn't disparage them. She just came in and kind of changed the game with her style. So I think it's one of those things where you have to say, okay, maybe I don't think it's fair based on the previous women who have been in this league, but it's not Caitlin's fault. All she's done is elevate the game for all of us. And I think instead of being pissed off about that, you should be appreciative of that and say, maybe it's not fair, but it's not your fault.
And I get other players, like they've worked hard and they've worked to build this league up over their time, and all of a sudden this young player comes in and now all the attention.
And the numbers back up exactly what Sophie recognized long before anyone else caught on. When WNBA players submitted their all-star votes and ranked Clark 9th among guards, despite her leading the entire league with over 1.2 million fan votes, it exposed everything wrong with the league's mentality. Dick Vitale called it what it was, pure, undeniable jealousy. And he wasn't wrong. But Sophie Cunningham had been calling out that jealousy long before it became so obvious the rest of the world couldn't ignore it anymore.
Time and time again, Sophie Cunningham has repeatedly been calling out the officiating. And what's one thing the WNBA holds over these players' heads? Ooh, I'm gonna fine you. Ooh, if you call out the officiating, I'm gonna fine you. And the players say, no, I can't afford that. So they keep it all hush-hush. But Sophie Cunningham, she's sitting on a pile of money. So when Kathy Engelbert hears her say something about the referees, Kathy says, here's a fine. And Sophie says, okay.
Here's what truly separates Sophie from the rest of the league. She understands the business. She understands that when Caitlin Clark's games pull in 2.7 million viewers, making it the most watched WNBA game in 25 years, you don't tear that down. You support it. You build around it. You protect it, because this is no longer just about basketball. This is about the survival, growth, and future power of women's professional sport.
Never saw it coming. They went and got Sophie Cunningham, 6-year-old black belt. This is what the Bulls did with Charles Oakley to protect Michael Jordan. And I said this last year several times. The WNBA is not a vertical league. Their players can't jump over each other to score like the NBA. It's a horizontal chippy league. And you didn't watch the NBA for the last 10 to 12 years. It has always been physical and always been chippy. You get into a lot of collisions because there's no Ja Morant here. There's no Ant Edwards. They don't jump over. It's a horizontal physical league. And Caitlin Clark now is like kerosene to the physicality flame. So you have physicality in this league, and now you get this flashy player, and they don't know how to officiate her. They don't know how.
When Sophie joined the Indiana Fever in 2025, she made her stance instantly clear. She has changed our game in the best possible way. In every way, Cunningham told reporters. I want her to go do her thing, and anything she needs from me, I'm going to be here. That wasn't media training. That wasn't polished diplomacy. That was a genuine admission from someone who had seen, up close, what happens when a league is handed the gift of a generational talent, and how damaging it is when players respond with insecurity instead of gratitude. But the most damning moment came when Sophie finally revealed what had really been happening behind the scenes during Clark's rookie year. Even when I wasn't on her team, she said, I know the talks Phoenix had in their locker room. It was like, we're going to show her what the W really is. This wasn't normal competitive fire. This was organized targeting, a coordinated effort.
You know, she has changed our game in the best possible way in every way. And so just to be alongside of her and maybe relieve the pressure, being able to shoot and spread the court for her to go do her thing. She's still young, and I think that I've been taken under, Diana took me under her wing, and I've learned a lot from her, and now I hope to kind of do the same for Caitlin if she wants it. I just think the relationship piece is huge, and when you're trying to do something great, it takes everybody, and so I want her to go do her thing, and anything she needs from me, I'm going to be here. But again, I think that like just the competitor that I am, I'm fierce, I'm sassy, I stick up for my teammates.
This is exactly where Sophie's integrity separates her from everyone else. She could have stayed silent. She could have blended in with the crowd. She could have pretended the jealousy and hostility Clark faced was just normal rookie treatment, but she didn't. Instead, she told the truth, even when that truth made her former teammates and league colleagues squirm. Every rookie coming into the league will get some of it, Cunningham admitted. But there's just more for her. And now that it's her second year, being on her team and watching it happen, I'm sitting here like, what are—
I know the talks that Phoenix had in the locker room of like, no, we're going to prove her, we're going to show her what the W really is. You know what I mean? And like, I get it to a certain extent, and like every rookie coming into the league, that's how you're going to treat them. But there's just more for her. So it's her second year. And like now being on her team and like seeing it, I'm like, what are people doing? Like actually it's just too much. And like, it's just, I'm over. And if I'm saying it's too much, then it's probably too much.
No, that's so fair.
Like, that's fair.
And someone with Sophie's experience and perspective says it's too much. You know, things have crossed the line from competitive fire into something far darker. The disrespect Sophie had been witnessing wasn't just about hard fouls or cheap shots. It was systemic, cultural, and it was threatening the league's biggest chance for growth. When Clark was poked in the eye by JCS Sheldon and then shoved to the ground by Marina Mabry, the referees somehow handed Clark a technical foul while her attackers faced minimal consequences. That was the moment Sophie decided enough was enough, with just 46 seconds left on the clock. When Sheldon stole the ball and sprinted toward what should have been an easy layup, Sophie stepped in and sent a message that would echo far beyond the court. She grabbed Sheldon and brought her to the floor, igniting an altercation that changed everything. Within 24 hours, Sophie's social media following exploded from hundreds of thousands to over 1.2 million. This wasn't just viral fame. This was vindication for everyone who had been watching Clark endure abuse while the league looked the other way. I didn't do that for clickbait, Cunningham said. I stand up for my teammates. But the fan reaction told a bigger story. People weren't just cheering Sophie's defense of Clark.
It just feels like people are jealous of this new little wave of...
They are, but I just hate that because like, this is what we've always wanted as a league. So like, who cares who gets the credit? And if you're smart, you're making money off of them.
Yeah.
Like you are literally making money from the viewership.
And what she made the chirp was about how she didn't help plan the fucking...
Who cares?
Shirts.
Like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, I just hate when like people do stuff to get, it's like clickbait.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and there's so much clickbait, especially surrounding Caitlin. And so like, it's just like, just be nice. Like, why can't people just be nice? That's what I don't. Coming from the girl who
I was just saying, we just talked for 2 hours about how you fucking beat someone up.
just be nice. It's not
The business implications of Sophie's stance cannot be overstated. Caitlin Clark has driven more interest, attendance, and revenue for women's basketball than any player in the sport's history. Her presence has transformed television ratings, with Fever games averaging 1.178 million viewers, compared to just 394,000 for other WNBA contests. When teams struggle to sell tickets without her, when entire cities move games to larger venues just to accommodate the crowds she draws, the smart move is obvious. Protect that investment, yet the WNBA has repeatedly chosen a different path. Instead of celebrating their golden goose, they've let her become a target. Instead of building their brand around their biggest star, they've fostered a culture of resentment and targeting, threatening to dismantle the very phenomenon that could elevate the entire league. Sophie's podcast debut made it crystal clear how